Hey everybody, I'm Chris.
Hey, I'm Bill.
Have you ever asked yourself, what is your superpower?
Everyone has a superpower. Most people just don't know what it is.
We're going to help you uncover it.
This podcast is all about helping people figure out what their truly unique superpower is.
Superpowers, what's yours?
Hello and welcome to another episode of Superpowers, where we interview the world's most fascinating people and find out what their unique superpowers are. We are joined together by a guest here who, honestly, Chris, you kept sending me videos of this guy, and I refused to watch him because I just want to be surprised.
And I have a pretty good feeling, Bill, we will be surprised. This is, cannot be more excited to have our friend Josh Beckerman up on at the Superpowers show today. The Food Magician.
The Foodie
Magician. To hear your story. It's funny. So Josh and I, we've known each other for, I don't know, let's say about 12 to 14 years range. I'm actually very proud, Bill, that I discovered him. He's quite famous now.
Really? Are you his agent?
And he's very successful. But I did discover this guy. He used to perform and entertain at some of my parties when I was running a company called App Savvy until we couldn't afford him anymore. On the third year, he wanted to get paid more than $400, and he basically was like, "Yeah, buddy, you're gonna have to, maybe."
You didn't get the discount?
We didn't get the discount, but luckily I stayed in touch with Josh, and I've been watching his career, so I know Josh, and but I don't know is his story. I don't know his background and where he's from, and so we're gonna have plenty of time to talk about the Josh that most people know. But let's rewind the tape, bro. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Talk to us a little bit about your family, brothers, sisters.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
A true honor. Mediaocean, here I am. I grew up, from 0 to 10 years old, I grew up in Kew Gardens, Queens. And then from 10 to 18, I moved to a town called Stony Brook, Long Island, New York.
Wow. It's not quite the Hamptons.
No.
Like you can be like, oh, I grew up in the Hamptons, but it wasn't.
No, it was nice there. North Shore, they call it.
Yep.
But I got into. I have two sisters, but we don't care about that. We care about me.
Okay.
It's all about me. I'm the middle child. But
by the way, that's a middle child thing to say.
Oh,
yeah.
My father got me a magic box kit when I was like 5 years old, and that's how I bit the magic bug. That's how I got my start.
Why did he give it? I have two boys, 8 and 6. I never thought about giving a magic box.
I know a lot of fathers and parents that get their kids magic.
By the way, I got my son a magic box, and he was obsessed.
So
for 18 months, maybe 2 years.
So before we continue, basically both of you guys are calling me out for being a lousy father.
Absolutely.
Okay, just want to make sure.
What'd you get your kids, an iPhone?
Okay, just wanted to make sure. So you get this magic box.
Yeah, when I was 5, and I literally haven't stopped. That's how I bit the magic bug. I haven't stopped since. So a couple years ago. 34 years ago. But I literally been into magic since I was 5.
What was it about that experience or that process as relates to magic? Was it the entertainment factor? Yes. Was it the I can make people freak out? You had some, you had this power that you and also what I don't know is, do you have to be, can some people be good at it and some people are not good at it? I really don't know.
Well, okay, so first of all, my name is Josh. It's kind of a metaphor for my life. Have you ever heard the phrase, I'm just joshing you?
Yeah.
Right? So I've been joshing people since I was born. Pretty much my goal in life is to entertain, make people smile, laugh, sometimes cry with joy. So when I got that magic box, that's when I started using magic as a tool to make people smile and bring joy to their lives. But so my goal is really to entertain, be it magic or mentalism or comedy.
So, I get it. 5-year-old Josh, gets the magic box. But then at some point, didn't your parents say, "Hey, you got to go to college. You got to get good grades. You got to get a real job"? Do you ever deal with maybe getting another career?
I went to a college called Bucknell University in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we know it.
I was a business management major, minor in film studies, but my nickname there was the Card Man. I used to do card tricks to everybody on campus. Actually, my first 2 weeks as a freshman at Bucknell, I literally knocked on every freshman dorm room. I said, "Hi, I'm Josh. You want to see a card trick?" And I used
But
to.
that's like a binary thing. It's either a zero. Like either you become like the most popular person,
Right.
or you become like the creepy card guy.
Yeah. Well, no.
So where'd it go?
It was popular.
Okay, all right.
Well, maybe for some people it was creepy, but that is kind of creepy. But I had big balls back then.
Well, you have to make sure that if you first you knock. If you just open the door and you enter,
Right,
that's
right.
creepy.
No, I literally
But
knocked. I did.
if they actually say come on in, not as creepy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
literally knocked on every door. So my nickname at Bucknell became the Card Man. The Card Man.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I was a business management major, minor in film studies. But I'd walk around campus, and everyone would be like, "Hey, look, it's the Card Man," because I'd entertain drunk people at their fraternity parties every weekend.
I imagine it's easier to entertain drunk people. Josh, what is the first trick that you learned? Well, trust me, we're gonna get past you being 5. I'm not like
Yeah.
super obsessed
No,
with you.
ask me.
I'm
I'm an open book.
there is
Ask
a
me
part of me
anything.
where it's like I just want to meet 5-year-old Joshua.
I have I'll show you. I have video of it.
Yeah, like
I'll show you
I love the 52-year-old version, but I really
52.
what do you learn? Like what is it? What do you first learn to do? Is there basic blocking and tackling, and then how does it kind of progress? And some are based off cards, and I know you do ones off of like napkins and memory, like mind fucking. Like,
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Magician's a mentalist. When I say mentalist, that's what I do now, which is mentalist does mentalism, which is the subset of magic of the mind, like mind reading, the illusion of reading minds, I should say. But it's all learned from books or DVDs.
Okay.
You go to magic stores, or you could go online and you can buy books. You could buy tricks. So I actually first started out after getting that magic box when I was 5. When I was 12 years old, my father took me to a magic shop on Long Island, New York, and bought me a bunch of trick decks of cards. I really got into card tricks was my first thing.
Yep.
There are plenty of different types of trick decks of cards. You can actually go to a magic shop and buy fake decks, and they're amazing effects. You can actually give the audience the deck because it's gimmicked. But so my first kind of expertise in magic was card tricks.
Okay.
Then as I got older, I evolved from cards to more the mind reading, which I think is more memorable. If you could guess what someone's thinking of in their mind,
Yep.
much more memorable than
Right.
pick a card
Okay.
any
So
card.
there's an evolution and
Yes.
progression as relates to what you're learning and what you're seeing your audience is responding to, and I'm sure some stuff has worked and other stuff hasn't, and then you have become really good at certain things.
Right, and but I should say that anyone can do it. Anyone can learn it. Now, to be good at it and like be able to make it a career is a whole nother story. But anyone can learn a card trick or learn how to read minds. I could tell you how I do it, but to actually perform it and make a career out of it, it's a whole nother ball.
We're going to get to that because I think it's fascinating that you've actually developed a career.
The other fascinating thing, all our guests, I think that the goal in life is to kind of find your passion and delve into it like head first. And so many of our guests, kind of like took this job, didn't like my major, didn't like this job, tried to solve a problem, and it took them 20, 30 years to navigate to get to the final success where
By
they have,
accident.
however, what I'm fascinated by is like it seems like you knew your passion at age 5.
That's correct. My father actually asked me, I think he has a video of it, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I said, when I was 5 years old, I said, I want to be an actor and a magician. And that's pretty much what I do.
Yeah.
Now, I did have a day job, by the way, like for 5 years in the financial industry. Like, not, okay. I was going to shoot myself. Not like trader or analyst. I was like getting people lunches and stuff
Yep.
like that. And then every night and weekend, I would perform at events and parties and charity events and all that. So it took me 5 years.
And now you are self-sustaining, magic pays for
That's
your
right.
bills.
I've been entertaining full time since 2008, so I can't do the math. on that.
So a decade plus of everything that's kind of evolved from corporate parties to
Corporate parties, personal parties, charity events, TV appearances, but I think when I met you, I had a day job. I think when I met you, I might have. Yeah.
well, I was through that discovery process
Yes.
of kind of pulling you off the street and seeing talent. So Josh, the other thing that our audience probably doesn't know is that you also have found this intersection of food, a love for food, a passion for food, an incredible
That's right.
Instagram account handle, Food Magician.
Foodie.
Foodie
FOODIE magician.
Foodie Magician.
Foodie
I
Magician.
apologize.
That's okay.
Okay, and then you have the comedy angle. Walk us through that.
So
How does that
is
happen?
the intersection of food
Yeah.
meets comedy meets magic.
Yeah.
Or was it just like you were like I don't know. Like
Again, I have not watched any of your videos
Oh.
specifically because I wanted to be
you're going to
surprised.
enjoy those so much more now. But now I'm like, were you just like, okay, I'm really, I'm funny, I'm charismatic, I can wow people. I'm like, and I love to eat. I'm gonna pile this.
I've always been into food, like since growing up. My father. I started eating sushi at the age of 3. Does that make me a foodie? I don't know. Yeah. But when I graduated from Bucknell, I was living before I moved to Manhattan. I was living for a year in Stony Brook, Long Island, and I would just research all the restaurants in New York. I would attempt to memorize the Zagat. I don't know why. And to this day, I'm still obsessed with food and restaurants, really.
Yeah,
in New York City. Like,
yeah.
I walk by a menu, and I get turned on by just looking at a menu, #still single, we'll pull through. But that's kind of weird. But no, I've always loved food and restaurants. In 2006, I said, you know what? I love food, and I know so much about restaurants just from studying and doing a lot of reading. I started a food blog, nycfoodie.com, just to document my dining experiences.
Wait, nycfoodie.com?
Yes, that's mine.
Yeah.
2006. Now people nowadays, I don't know how many people look at blogs now. It's more about Instagram because it's all instant.
Yeah.
I still have the blog. I don't update it as often. But I was updating it much more back in the 2006s and 7s.
During the blog era.
During the blog era.
Yeah,
right, right. But and then in 2010, I was entertaining full-time at events, and I had this food blog. So I started going up to people at parties or restaurants, and I said, hey, what's up? I'm the Foodie Magician. And people would be like, what the fuck is that? Do you do magic with food? I'm like, well, no, I make it disappear. But no, I'm just a magician, mentalist, comedian that loves to eat. nycfoodie.com is me. I'm the Foodie Magician. So what I did was I took my two passions and made it kind of like a brand and career, Foodie Magician. That's it. It's just basically my two passions. It's not like I do magic with food, although I can. It's really just my two passions. I
Combined. You're the middle child.
Yeah.
You have an older sister, younger sister?
Are you a mentalist too? I didn't say that.
It just spoke to me.
That's right.
I don't know
Holy
why.
Cow, freak it out.
So what do they do? I'm just curious. What do they do?
All right. I have an older sister who's currently in Virginia Beach. She's pregnant, God bless, and she works, does fundraising with the American Red Cross.
Nice.
And then I have a younger sister who has 2 kids. So I have 2 nephews. She is 2.5 years younger than me. She lives in Sunnyvale, California, near San Francisco, San Jose. She works at Facebook.
Yep.
Her husband works at Google. One of those families.
Wow, one of those.
And I'm the now lone New Yorker.
Nice.
My parents still live in Long Island.
But her kids love you.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely have to be the best uncle ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't see them that much except on like the video chat, but I'll be seeing them in 2 weeks.
Through your did you ever consider, was there ever kind of like outside of that 4-year finance gig, was there ever any other point where you got almost pulled into another like potential corporate situation versus going out independent and kind of building this brand out from a career standpoint?
No. I always wanted to just entertain. Like when I would have the day job, if I was behind a computer, I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm an entertainer. I don't want to sit in front of a computer or get I actually didn't mind getting people lunches because it had to do with food. But no, it was the goal was to have the day job to pay the bills because New York City ain't cheap.
Yep.
I would pay the bills and I would entertain and hustle and network every night.
But everyone wants to do that, Josh. But there's fear. There's fear from, can I execute my plan? And there's fear
from, I pay the bills?
Can I pay the bills? There's fear from, what do people think? So why were you able to kind of battle through that, hustle your way through that, and sort of turn it into something that actually is self-sustaining and does pay the bills?
That's a great question. But I think it stems from number one being the word positivity. You got to stay positive. You have to know it. And, my philosophy in life is everything happens for a reason, works out the best. Everything pushes you on your path. It's all meant to be. But staying positive and just knowing it's all good and it's going to happen, that's really the mindset I've had. But good luck happens too.
Is there also a sense of just raw confidence in your ability?
I mean, you got to know. Yeah, you have to know it. You have to believe. Also, there's like a phrase called like the law of attraction. Like what you put out, you can obtain. I mean, and I believe that. But but basically staying positive is really what it is.
I totally,
and hustling.
You can't not say hustle. I totally agree on the.
You got to hustle. Let me just interrupt you because the thing you can't do is stay at home. The thing with me is I luckily I suffer from a disease called FOMO. Have you heard of this disease? I have a severe case of it, which is good for my career because I'm literally out every day and night.
Yes.
I don't stay at home. So I'm meeting so many people because I'm just out either at events or restaurants or.
If you're home, are you looking through social media and be like, oh my God, I got to be there right now?
Oh yeah, I'm crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I at this party? It hurts. It hurts. But that ever since I've been in Manhattan, I've lived in Manhattan since like 2003. I've been out like every day. So you're bound to meet the right people.
How does over the year, like, I know this is hustle and part of your career, but it's got to get tiring. Like, aren't there nights that you want to kind of just like chill out and like watch Netflix? Like,
No,
there isn't. You
No.
like to be out. You love being out.
I'm a people person. I love people. My greatest fear is probably loneliness.
Yeah.
I live alone in a beautiful studio. But
do you have any cats?
no cats. No. My building doesn't allow pets. But
If the Superpowers show decided to buy you a cat, would you accept it?
I'm a dog person, not a cat person.
Yeah, thank God.
Okay, good.
In fact,
That was a test.
there's a dog cafe in the East Village down the block from where I live called Boris and Horton, which I go every day just to look at the dogs because people bring their dogs and drink coffees and the dogs are just running around.
Is there also, it's a different scale as it relates to our world and meeting people and follow up? How do you have sort of a methodology as it relates to all these people you meet, being like, I got to remember that Bill Weiss guy, that was an interesting guy, or that person? Like, how do you sort of collect or aggregate? Again, you're out 5-6 days, whatever the nights are, and it's late, it's 2 a.m. How do you sort of like make sense of all that so it doesn't just turn into a massive hangover?
Well, I get everyone's business cards and I follow up within the next couple days. You email them.
Yeah. By the way, so I'm fascinated. Like your business is being out and about, being one of the people, being in the action, having FOMO. Do you have a TV?
Yes, I do.
You do have a TV. Do you watch any shows?
Rarely. I mean, not much. Like,
Yeah.
I have Netflix and stuff. I
People say Game of Thrones, like you
never saw one episode.
Yeah, but so you can't even hang in the conversation.
Nope. No. I'd rather be eating at a restaurant than watching Game of Thrones. I'm sure it's amazing, but no.
Yep. Do you read?
I read like New York Times online and like
Yep.
New
So
York
you
Mag.
were just in it. You were
Full
in
on.
it.
I'm literally. This is literally all I do, and this is all I do. I literally I walk 5-10 miles a day.
Yep.
Any city I'm in around New York, going from eat at restaurants all day, walk from restaurant to restaurant. I entertain at events and I travel. I literally just do 4 things in life: eat, walk, travel, entertain. That's it.
So
Repeat.
It sounds like the best job in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does.
I love it.
Yeah. And the food, is there what is the intersection of, outside of for you personally, food and comedy? Are they just two things that you both love? I just want to kind of last question on this front, or is there sort of a unique combination, or are they just simply like, I love these two things and I made a brand out of it?
Comedy is so subjective. I like to use the term like entertainment.
Entertainment.
I think they're both universal languages. Like they speak to every you can have a dish in Tokyo that will, and you're living in America and your mind will be blown. But I could also show you like a piece of magic in Tokyo or Germany or wherever. I've never been to Germany, but or New York. They're kind of universal.
Yeah.
So when you walked in today, I met you for the first time today.
Yeah.
You walk around, you say, Mediaocean, where the hell am I? What am I doing here? I didn't look you up.
Right.
That was kind of weird. And then you said, pick a restaurant.
I said, think of a restaurant in your mind that you like a lot. I know you're wavering, but you locked one in your mind.
Yeah, just for our viewers, you came in, you were like, hey, I have this little pad. Think of a restaurant in Manhattan. Just pick one. I had 2 in my mind. I was wrangling between the 2. I wrote it down. You said crumple it up. I put it in my pocket. And
I haven't seen a thing.
You haven't seen a thing.
Right. I walked away.
And because I didn't do any research on you, because Chris was like, this guy's going to blow your mind. Now I'm just like, what the hell? Like, there's a piece of paper in my pocket.
So this is my signature trick. Do you want me to try to guess this restaurant that's in your mind right now?
I would love it.
Because so I do a lot of different tricks, in terms of mentalism and magic, but this I would say is my signature trick. I told you in 2010 is when I started calling myself the Foodie Magician, and whatever happened, grace of God, a year later in 2011, the New York Times wrote a 2-page cover story about me in the dining section of the New York Times, which kind of changed my life and put me on the national and international map. But the article that they wrote about me evolves around this trick.
Yep.
This is my signature.
Okay.
Because I really am the only magician, mentalist, comedian in the entire world that eats at restaurants all day and all night. I am. And even if some other Madge out there thinks they do it too. I have that shit trademarked, and I will sue your ass. So there is a restaurant in your mind.
Yes.
No one knows but you. It's literally in your mind.
Yes.
You locked one in. I'm gonna.
Well, it's also on a piece of paper in my pocket.
right. So you can't change your mind.
I cannot.
I'm going to start saying stuff out loud to read your mind. It'll take me around a minute and a half. What I say out loud to read your mind could be right. It could be wrong. You will be poker face. Do not shake your head. Do not. I will write down.
I need to prepare for this.
All right, look. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Question number one is: when was the last time you were at this restaurant?
I keep going back and forth with my two because the other restaurant I was at last night, but that's no longer
Right.
the restaurant.
That's why I had you.
Yeah.
Right,
I was at that restaurant last night.
Hey,
but
Bill.
It's no longer the
Bill,
restaurant.
this is being recorded. Please don't mess up the joke.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So I was there roughly 3 weeks ago.
Have you ever been there with Chris?
No.
And where'd you grow up as a young little Bill? Where'd you grow up as a young little Bill?
I grew up on Long Island.
I
as
can't.
well.
Okay, this is first of all I'm gonna cry because the shows I do around the world, I didn't tell you this. My shows have a theme. Besides being about entertainment, my shows are about connection. A lot of the magic and mentalism I do is show how everyone's connected. We're all connected.
Yep.
This trick is not really about connection, but it is because we're both from Long Island. I'm gonna freak. Like
Long Island.
coming into Mediaocean, I was like, I'll probably meet no one from Long Island. This is fucking crazy.
Yep.
I'm from Stony Brook. I said, where are you from?
I'm from East Meadow.
That's one of my favorite of all the meadows. It's unbelievable. Okay, so I'm going to start saying stuff aloud, Bill, to read your mind. What I say out loud could be right, it could be wrong. You're going to be poker face. Do not shake your head. Do not.
Poker face.
Do not. I'll write down what I think it is, and we have a camera here. I'll write down what I think it is. I'll show Chris. I'll show the camera. I won't show you. A minute and a half, 2 minutes on the clock. I'll do this very fast. Clock starts now. From East Meadow. Maybe he's thinking of something French, like Le Bernardin, Danielle, or Jean-Georges. Now, my friend Jean-Georges has a great American restaurant called ABC Kitchen, which is next door to ABC Cucina, which is next door to ABCV, which is all vegetables. I don't think so, Bill. Maybe you're thinking, not my little Billy. No. Maybe you're thinking about Red Farm from Modern Dim Sum. Now, Red Farm, there's one on the Upper West Side, one on the West Village. They have a restaurant downstairs called Decoy, which has great Peking duck. Maybe you're thinking of Peking Duck House in Chinatown. Maybe you're thinking of Chinese Tuxedo in Chinatown, which is a little more modern. Nope. I have a minute and 12 seconds left on my clock. Maybe you're thinking about Cafe Mogador. Maybe you're thinking about, something Italian like L'Artusi or Carbone for a little spicy rigatoni vodka. Maybe you're thinking about The Grill or Fort Charles Prime Rib. Great burger.
I love Fort Charles.
You're making me hungry. Maybe he's thinking of Two Hands for a little avocado toast. A little too basic for my Billy boy. All right. I'm getting a vision right now. Focus on the cuisine. Don't say it. Focus on the cuisine. You got the cuisine? Look at my eyes.
Yes, I do.
Do you know what street this restaurant's on? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I think so.
All right. All right. I'm gonna have to show the camera this. 20. By the way, so there's 24,000 restaurants in New York. To get the one in your mind is not possible. I'm gonna show Chris this first. Don't say you got that. Boom, boom, boom. Don't say anything. Can you close your eyes? Can the camera pick this up? Can you read what I wrote, camera? I'm getting up.
Stay there, Bill.
Stay there, Bill.
There's no way you get it.
You got everything?
There's no way you get it.
You got it? Got it? Okay.
There's no way you got it.
Okay.
I feel like you had to ask me like a lot more questions to even think about it.
All right. Make sure. All right. Now, how do we have the listeners know what's going on? Okay. Are you thinking of a restaurant? You hold this.
Yep.
Are you thinking of a restaurant? The cuisine is American. It's on North Moore Street. It's called Mark Forgione. Yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. There's 24,000 restaurants in New York. Obviously, to get the one in your mind is impossible unless you're a mentalist. Let me ask you this. Overall, what was the cuisine? Would you say Japanese? Would you say Greek? What kind of food?
Russian.
How? What street was in your mind?
20th.
What was it called?
Marivana. No fucking way. No, stop it.
Can you tell the
Stop
audience?
it.
What did I write?
No, stop it.
Can you? No,
Stop it.
people
No.
listen.
No. There is zero chance.
People listening to this don't know what you're looking at.
No,
Tell the listeners on this podcast what you're looking at.
No, I'm not.
Tell them what you're looking at.
It says Russian, 20th Street, Marivana.
That's right. You just got Foodie Magician, Bill.
Dude, no.
Guess where we're getting pelmeni next week, and maybe some goulash.
No, how?
I'm the Foodie Magician.
But you didn't know. Like, by the way, the other one I was thinking is Momoya, which is my favorite.
7th Avenue.
7th Avenue is my favorite casual sushi place. I ate there last night with my wife. But then I thought, my wife, My wife is from Eastern Europe, so then I was like, I got to pick a restaurant for her, which is Marivana. So, like,
Well, let's just reiterate that just so the people listening to this don't realize that
Dude.
I wrote down Russian 20th Street Marivana on this pad.
and by the way, hold on.
Bill.
So again,
You wrote down to
Bill, corporate party. Is the corporate party locked?
so by the way, this was the little thing that he gave me, and here it says Marivana. Put it in there. Put it in there. By the way, no.
All right, listen.
No.
Yes.
Let me, only because Chris, you've met before. Do you have your phone on you?
I do.
Go into the contacts of your phone.
Context. Okay.
I just want to tell.
Dude, by the way,
I just want to tell our executive producers, we have a massive team behind this stage for our audience. There's probably about, I don't know, 8 to 9 people over there. This one's going a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it.
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
It's going to
yeah.
go
you
slightly
could-
all right, I got my context
You
out.
guys can edit this, right?
Bill, I need you to
Yeah.
Bill, I
You
need
can
you to cancel the midday massage.
All right, let me see your phone.
This is-
I want to show you something first, Bill. Now I'm sitting across the table here from you, but you have a lot of names here. Okay, if
Yeah.
you take, I'm showing.
No, I have a
That's called
ton of-
scrolling.
Yeah.
I'm moving the. I'll just show everyone who's listening to this. I'm.
There's a ton of names in the context.
What I want you to
Thousands.
do is scroll either way without looking. Take your finger and scroll. Take your finger and scroll,
Oh,
and select a name.
By the way, I feel like this is dirty.
Nope.
Did
By the
you
way,
get a
but
name?
hold on,
Look,
but
did
hold
you
on,
get
no,
a name? Yes or no? Did you get one or no?
No, yeah, I did.
Well,
I did. I'm not happy with it though.
no. The thing is, I want this to be as random as possible. Is it random?
It's 100% random.
When was the last time you saw this person?
The last time I saw this person was 2007.
Does Chris know this person?
No. It was 2005.
Does Chris know this person?
I'm gonna say no.
Is this someone you know through work, a relative, a friend?
It's a someone I know through work. Not close, not a strong relationship, but someone I met.
Okay, so very random.
Very, very
Okay.
random.
Rando Central.
This morning I had a vision of a name. Okay. I never met you. You could have chose anyone from your phone. I wrote down a little prediction, Chris and Bill, in my coat all day long. And we never met, right?
Not until today.
Okay. So in my blazer right now, hold on. Oh, it's my coat rather. Do you see what this says, Chris? What it says? Tell the audience. What does it say?
It says prediction.
I'm gonna show the camera this. Can you see what it says? Got it? I wrote down a prediction. I put an owl. I stapled it over 20 times.
And by the way, did you this morning go
Yes, I
staple
did.
it all around?
Yeah. Chris, open up the envelope. Rip it open.
I'm going to put that down.
The other side, because that's the staple. Yeah.
Like over here?
No, like rip. Just tear.
Okay. Is this okay?
Dude,
That's
he
fine.
doesn't,
Like,
he doesn't
you
know
can
what,
actually rip it, like-
he doesn't actually know what tear
I've
means.
never.
Like this. Like,
Oh, like that. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And inside, don't show it to Bill.
I won't.
Oops, I don't want to touch it.
No, don't touch it.
Read to yourself the sentence I wrote this morning. Don't.
All right. Yeah.
But I hope-
Bill, stop looking at me.
And then you're gonna read out loud what I wrote, but not yet.
Okay.
Don't let me see. Bill, you're thinking something really random. 2007, right?
2005.
Is it a guy or girl?
It's a guy.
What's his first and last name?
Am I allowed to tell
Say
you?
it out loud.
Andy Ballard.
Andy Ballard. This morning I wrote a sentence. I put it in an envelope. I stapled it. Read out loud from top to bottom, Chris. What I wrote this morning.
Bill, what this note says is, tell Andy Ballard I say hi.
Show it to him.
No, it does not.
Yeah, it does.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, can you guys please welcome to Mediaocean? Andy, come on in. It's Bill. No.
It says, tell Andy Ballard I say. So Andy Ballard worked at a major private equity firm that acquired DoubleClick.
Oh, yeah.
He was a partner there. I worked at DoubleClick. He did some diligence. We got to know each other. He then left that private equity firm to become an entrepreneur himself in the education space.
Bill,
and I have no idea what happened to him after that.
Bill,
I have not spoken to him.
Bill, that's all great, but he just had a piece of paper in his
No,
jacket.
that's what I'm saying.
Wait, open up your phone for a second.
This is ridiculous.
Open up your phone.
This is ridiculous. And I didn't like it because I was like, I haven't
It's
seen
too
this
random.
guy
It's so random.
in like
that's the
15
thing.
years.
And I had a vision of that name this morning. It doesn't make sense. Does it?
It's unbelievable. Yeah. What am I doing?
So I have a question for you. Where did Andy Ballard work?
He worked at Hellman and Friedman.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. But that's like one of the most random names you could have chosen. that was already predicted. This, anyways, that's a mentalism trick.
One thing that I'm taking away.
I can't.
This is what you can do with a business degree.
One of the things that I'm taking away
Tell
from this
Andy
guest,
Ballard I say hi.
one of the things I'm taking away from
This is ridiculous.
It's totally preposterous and absurd. One of the things that I'm realizing having Josh on the show, as much as I like it, and watching Bill's
I'm head exploded.
blown, is I don't get to talk as much.
Oh, sorry.
So. I mean that's been a struggle for me to just watch the mind blow here.
No, we could talk more. I can do an hour show for you guys if you want. Okay.
I'm so happy that you're able to because this was part of the magic and love.
Dude,
when
this
I met
is
Josh
over
over a decade ago, and what
I'm trying to figure out which one I'm more mind blown about. Like Mari Vonik, because you knew nothing about me. You didn't know that I lived in Gramercy. I'm like a couple blocks from there.
Oh.
You don't know my wife is Eastern European and
No,
loves Russian food. Like Andy Ballard is just like if you told me to think of somebody, he would be one of the last people I think of.
So Josh, it's I think it's fair to say and evident that you have a incredible talent.
This is unbelievable.
Some might say a superpower.
It is a superpower.
What if there was a show called
that? Would be like such a great name for a podcast.
So where I want to shift gears on this topic is, so clearly you're a special guest in a good way, where your superpower was relatively identified early. You had the courage to hustle your way through kind of everything and anything through confidence to build a business. What I think is the most kind of exciting thing to talk about is this ability to build a brand, right? Like Gary Vee is a brand, and like, I guess, P. Diddy's a brand, or I don't know what the great examples are, MJ. And I'm not trying to draw a correlation, but in some respect, you kind of understood that rather than sort of, maybe position yourself under something else, you're going to just go create it on your own. And why? And where is this going to take you? Well, because I've been tracking from the sideline, obviously, for over a decade, and just expect bigger and bigger things to come to a point where we can't even get you on our show because you're so busy. But seriously, how do you know? I want to understand the brand component of, like, I'm a brand.
Well,
I'm now a brand.
This is great questions. You are a professional. What I noticed,
the venture thing.
But by the way, I feel like you got to take over this interview because I'm so fucking mind blown.
Not even. I got more for you later, Bill.
I just want you to keep doing it.
I will. I can do it later.
Hannah, go get this guy a nice cab or something, and let him sit here and drink and figure it out. I got you.
Here's what happened, I think, and there's probably a lot of answers to this, or maybe not. I literally just eat at restaurants all day, and I guess years ago I realized that not everybody eats at restaurants all day. Like, some people actually cook at home. Like, someone asked me recently, "Do you cook?" And the answer is no. The last time I cooked, you know what the last time I cooked a meal was? Never. I don't cook. I literally just eat at restaurants, which is I've realized a while ago, and I still can't believe it, I can believe it, that's not common. No, most people don't eat at restaurants every meal.
It's more common in New York City probably than anywhere else in the world.
Right.
But still.
And then, so I was like, wow, so years ago, and to this day, I still think about it. Like, I don't cook, which is a good or a bad thing, I don't know. But I love being out. I love being around people, and I just love restaurants. So I realized that I was one of the few people that literally just eats at restaurants all day and all night. Okay. So every meal is out. Every meal, I don't eat at home. I mean, maybe if it's really cold, I'll order seamless. But anyways, and then I realized I'm a magician. So I'm like, wait, I'm actually the only magician.
Yeah.
I have to be the only magician that eats at restaurants all day and all night. So that's when this brand started. I think I can't tell you when I don't know. I know it was 2010 when I started calling myself the Foodie Magician, but I don't know what actually sparked it. I can't tell you the first time I ever started saying it. I just know
But you have to start it. You have to say it one day,
right?
And I'm sure the first time you say it, it's like, oh, that sounded a little weird, but hey, cool, you're the Foodie Magician. Nice to meet you. Where, Josh? I'm sure anyone that watches is going to have this question. Isn't it expensive to eat out all day? Do you pay for your shit? Are you the best? Are you the best chew and screwer of all time?
By the way,
how much money do you owe this fucking city?
But
like millions of dollars in debt.
In my mind, I'm sitting there going, he has to make a lot of money doing this stuff because
it's like $1,000 a day problem.
Is very expensive.
Yeah, it's such a passion, and since as the word you're saying, a brand of mine that I don't think about when I go out to eat it. I don't actually think about it. I just do. It's part of my business. So it's part of my brand building. And so I pay for 85% of my meals. I definitely pay for. I spend all my money on food. I'd own like a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment in New York or a mansion anywhere in the country right now if I didn't spend all. I literally spend all my money on food. It's my
So
life.
amazing.
It's my brand.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have to do it. For me, it's an investment.
It's like reinvesting
Yes.
profits back into for the growth of the business.
Yeah.
What I think is because he said it so many times, Bill, like give me a good sort of analogy, but like there's some people that are just naturally happy like on the farm or like with animals or with horses. Like this guy
or behind a computer.
Or this guy just truly is like, I mean, what happens if we like handcuff you right now and you're not allowed to go into a restaurant for a week? Like do you start to like break down? Like you have to physically be in restaurants. It's amazing.
So how many restaurants do you go to in a day?
Well,
Like between cafes, you know.
I mean, I'm trying to calm it down a bit because it's getting out of control. But like, I mean, I go to this place called Abrasso every morning, except for Mondays when they're closed. I live in the East Village, so it's on 7th Street and 1st Avenue. My favorite cold brew in the world. So I always start my day there, get a cold brew, get my energy for the walking I'm going to do.
Yep.
From restaurant to restaurant. Then I go out for lunch. I like to try new restaurants. I mean, there are a lot. I have some staples I like to return to, but my goal is really also to be like to give people to let people know about restaurants in New York. It's almost like a guide. So I try to, if a new restaurant has opened or a restaurant I haven't been to, I want to go.
Yep.
To let people know about it.
Have you been to Hassalan?
Yes.
It's awesome, right?
Well, you might have to edit this out. That was the. I actually. It was,
By the way, you like how I'm mental about. I knew there was something with you and Hassalan.
You're freaking me out right now. Right? Well, I'm gonna just be real. Okay, so I'm hesitating right now because I said my life's all about positivity. That's how I got to where I am.
Yep.
My one negative post ever on my Instagram was about Hassalan. No, I didn't like it.
Wow.
I was in the prices insulted me so much that you can go to my Instagram. I literally I post pictures of food on my Instagram. This was the one time ever in my life I posted a picture of just the menu and the prices.
Did you go to the early?
Yeah, I went to the early one.
Oh, well, that's a completely different experience.
But same prices.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
And I've heard people rave about the party aspect of that restaurant. And
when was the last time you were at Marivana?
I actually was there. Last year I was doing Magic at Someone's birthday actually there.
Really?
But I didn't eat the food, so I don't know. I don't remember the last time I actually had a meal there. It was years ago.
Yeah.
But
By the way, Monday nights are party. It's amazing.
Oh, I'll see you there next week.
So Josh, you got the brand, you got this this following, right? You do. You got a real kind of base, whether it's through Instagram or whatnot.
Yeah.
Where I think we talked a little bit about the ways that you're kind of monetizing this. Where are you taking this?
Yeah.
Where are you taking this business? What does this look like? I can think of all sorts of like.
Where are you 5 to 10 years from now?
You deserve give this man a TV show.
Yeah,
I mean that is just like.
You read my mind.
We've talked.
Three mentalists on the show.
Remember we talked about this at Balthazar?
Yes. Ooh,
about 6-7 years ago.
Breakfast
which, by the
lunch.
way,
Brekkie.
is still one of my favorite places.
You love Balthazar.
I just think they just all the time they have it going, and I like it. But we talked about this. We talked about TV shows.
My goal is definitely TV or Netflix or Hulu, whatever. I'll take what I can get at this point.
Yep.
But like food, travel, magic, comedy, entertaining show. It's got to be.
Brother, you need to have a TV show.
I need a show like Anthony Bourdain.
I'm going to get you a TV show.
Anthony Bourdain meets David Blaine meets Robin Williams meets Curb Your Enthusiasm. It needs to be funny. It needs to be entertaining. People need to learn about food and restaurants and travel. But it's got to be, of course, magic in it. But it's got to be entertaining. That's my goal.
Hey, Josh. By the way, this is one thing I'm going to help you with all the great things you have going on in your life. When somebody across from you says, "I'm going to get you a TV show," you don't just keep talking. You stop. You look into the camera and you say, "Bill Weiss just said,
I'm going to get him a
give you a TV show." You don't
wait till you see.
So let me hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me just help manage you after today, okay? On the business side of things.
No, I know.
Okay.
You're now his agent?
We're on a podcast right now. After I'm going to be kissing his ass so much right now, taking him into Arizona.
So let me ask you a question. So when like Aunt Betty calls your parents, I just made up Aunt Betty.
Clearly.
When one of like your aunts or one of your parents' friends calls their parents and says, "Hey, what's going on with the kids?" Like, who do they mention first?
Oh. Well, probably my older sister now because she's preggers.
Oh, so right. That's a very now moment of fact. Like, she's pregger.
Yeah,
so she's
I hesitated because I was like, wait, do I have an Aunt Betty? No. But yeah, no, but and like my parents are very proud and supportive.
Yes.
Like they're because I'm all I'm doing is eating and entertaining full time, getting paid. I'm doing well.
Because I actually like Facebook, Google, what you're doing. By the way, that's like having a couple that works at Facebook and Google is like like unbelievable, right? It's like 0.01%, but you're maybe 0.0001%.
Yeah.
It's like, well, your parents must be really proud of everyone, but like how unique. Like, I'm just curious
Except the
as
third
to
one.
like,
That's not at Facebook, Google, or a Food Magician. Like, there's one that.
Well, at least she's pregnant,
See,
right?
The interesting thing is, now that you're telling me this, I rarely take a step back and actually see what I'm doing. Since I'm in it, like I'm literally just doing what I do, which is eat and entertain all day. I never take a I rarely take a step back, like what you're and think, oh shit, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. No, when I meet people, I'm like, I just eat and people are like, holy shit, that's what you have people like that follow me on Instagram and follow my Instagram stories. Like, wow, you have a great life. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I do. Yeah. I don't, but I never think about it because I'm in it. You know.
Who do you have anyone as a some co-founders have co-founders have co-founders to talk to. They have mentors. They have boards. They have.
Yeah.
Who do you? Me personally, I love bouncing ideas off of people. A lot of my ideas suck, and some are good. But I love to get people's reaction and opinion on ideas.
Yeah. Who's that for you?
Who do you use to be like? Am I going down this track the right way?
Wow, that's a great question. Wow, all these great questions, Chris. I mean. I don't know if I have friends. I have some friends that I talk to, but do you mean like in terms of like magic tricks or career?
Well, just like bouncing stuff
Hey,
off.
how should I take this brand to the next level? Or is the TV show the right approach? Or should I do podcasts every week? I'm just
Or what do you think about this? I'm thinking about this.
Or in 30 years, I don't want to have to go to restaurants every day because I want to, whatever, hang out more because you're older. So, like, I
have different friends in different industries, be it media or advertising. I sometimes bounce ideas off of, but it's not like I have one mentor. It's just like maybe a select few group of friends, really.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah.
Got it. And what kinds of door? Okay, got it.
By the way, that's what. So, I have a postulate, if you will, on this, which is, I think you need mentors and friends and colleagues and things to bounce off as you're trying to find your path in life and trying to find your passion. Once you do, particularly people who are defining, new verticals and defining new areas, like there is nobody, right? There is nobody who's done this before.
Right.
So it's, on the flip side, a lot of people who get there actually often say it's actually lonely. I created a category and it's lonely because I created it. There's nobody else doing it. Now, other people may actually try to, go behind you on this path, but it is lonely.
I'll tell you what I don't have is a girlfriend or a wife, which is interesting.
You want to fix that?
Hey,
by the way, I can get him a TV show. I can't. I'm not a magician.
I don't know. Maybe at Marivana I'll find a future wife, right?
Yeah.
Well, I imagine while you'll meet a lot of people in restaurants, there'll probably be something. My prediction, my mentalist will be you will when you least expect it, and you'll probably wind down how many nights you go out during the week and be very happy with it. And
all right, so you've done two on me.
You didn't want me to go down you don't want me to turn this into a relationship show?
We can. People, comment below if you want to have a date.
Right.
So you've done two tricks on me, mentalist, mind blown. Like I actually am like half in the conversation, half thinking about it.
Great.
So that's why I'm normally better than what my performance today. But
I'm carrying you.
Give me one more. Just give me one more.
Should I give it to you or Chris?
Actually, you know what? Give it to Chris.
Okay.
Give it to Chris.
I have so much.
Actually, I really wanted you to give it to me. But give it to Chris.
I have no Chris. It's Chris. Do you want a chance now, or should I continue with Billy Boy?
I'll take it. Billy Boy wants.
Because I did have another vision this morning after I wrote down Andy Ballard, and it's in my wallet. I'll put my wallet right there. Take out. Do you have your phone on you?
I do.
Charging. See, is there service here?
Oh yeah. We're full service here at Mediaocean.
Is there? I'm
joking.
Oh, okay. Open up your internet, Safari, Google. So I do. I'll tell you how this trick came about. I do shows for corporations. It's a new company that just started. A startup called Google, and I actually do shows for them. And I said to myself, I need to do a trick with Google. And for me, the best mentalist in the world is Google, because I start typing stuff in Google.
Yeah.
Google knows what the fuck I'm thinking. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no, it completes it for you.
yeah, like I type in like, why is the sky blue? And then it just sends me images of pizza. I'm like, Google, how'd you know it's high as fuck? What the
Yeah.
fuck? So I created this for Google, sort of. So I want you in your mind to think of something. The thing about Google is that you can Google anything and something will pop up.
Yeah,
Google has
100%.
everything. So Chris, in your mind, you're going to think about something. You're going to Google it. And it could be random. It can mean something to you. It could be general. It could be simple. It could be detail. It could be whatever. I'll actually type in images of, because I want images to pop up. I will not look. So let me know when you have something in your mind.
An image of anything.
Anything. Take your time. Don't say it, but think of it. Don't say it. You have something?
I do.
Search for it. Don't let me or Bill see. Search for it so it pops up.
Why can't I see?
Because I want to build the suspense. And let me know when you have something in your mind. I won't look.
Okay.
And let me know when something pops up. Did something
Okay.
pop up?
Yep.
Okay. Put the phone to your heart so I can't see a thing. Question number 1. The image in your mind.
By the way, I love the fact that you actually know your heart's right over there. Not the,
Yeah, I know.
I would have gone middle, but you didn't. You went over
It's
there.
a big heart. I have a
You're
big
like
heart.
Pledge
Bill.
of
I've been told I have a
Allegiance.
big heart.
Yeah.
The image in your mind, is it random or means something to you?
More random.
You could have thought about lasagna, the Eiffel Tower, Hawaii, George Clooney, 2 panda bears making love. That's what I'm thinking about. You could have thought about anything.
That's
Let me
what I
just
should've gone
let me
with.
just quit the bull. This morning I said I had a vision of something. After I wrote down and tell Andy Ballard I said hi, I wrote something down on the back of a card and I put it in my wallet. In my wallet, Bill,
Yes.
I'm going to show the camera this too. Is there something on the back? Yes or no? Don't say it.
Yes.
Can the camera pick this up? Can you see what I wrote? Yes or no?
Yes.
I wrote this morning.
She's nodding.
Chris,
Executive
I wrote
producer.
that this morning, okay, at a dog cafe, to be honest. There was dogs humping each other, drinking
Running
lattes
around.
around me. But you could have thought about anything. In a loud voice, into the microphone, what did you think about just this moment? You could have thought about anything. What are you thinking about?
Oceans.
What does this card say? Card says oceans. Card says oceans.
And
Could tell the...
The reason
it says oceans and on the camera.
the reason
on the phone.
the reason it's
Oceans.
so
That's
the reason it's so crazy
Oceans.
is that it's I have no idea why. That's why it's so
Yeah.
crazy.
but
Like,
so
it
people
wasn't like
listening know
beer-
what... Can we tell them what happened? Like, I had a card that was pulled out of my wallet. It said
by
oceans
the
on
way,
it.
for the podcast.
Yeah, we're on the podcast.
Because we have the video.
the
We're on the
video.
podcast.
I-
so far on the podcast, there is a
Josh,
business card
come on,
from
man.
from the place he went to today. It says oceans.
Where
on your
and-
phone, we showed the camera. It's pictures of
And
oceans.
can
I
you guys
typed it,
please welcome...
and it's my phone.
And
Is
can
it-
you
of
please
course it's your
welcome to the
phone.
Superpowers podcast, Andy Ballard? Come on in, buddy. No, that'd be amazing.
Holy shit, man!
But-
I've seen some of your.
But,
But
you
what about
know,
anything?
but here's the thing that freaking me out is, and I told him this when he walked in, is when
good.
I was thinking of restaurants, I had 2, and I actually picked the other one, and then I go no.
I
And
know
then-
where you're
and-
going.
right,
Same
so,
thing here.
So for you,
I could have changed my mind in a second and been like bicycle.
So you were probably thinking a bunch of things, but then you picked ocean. Like
No idea.
it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
And
It's
I put my
unbelievable.
wallet there, so it was already right. Yeah.
It was already written. It says oceans. He was looking at oceans. We showed it for the camera. For anyone who's listening to this podcast, you need to actually go on YouTube and watch this as a visual to really kind of like get this, because this is just
This is
incredible.
mind-blowing.
It's incredible.
It's mind blowing.
incredible.
It's mind blowing.
It's incredible.
Mind blowing. All right. Well, listen. With all that.
So, by the way, you did this trick at Google?
Yeah, well, I've done multiple shows for Google,
Yeah.
and I do it all the time. I do it now. It's actually part of my act now. But yeah, I do. I've done that show at Google multiple times.
By the way, if you ever have Microsoft as like a corporate client, do you have to be like, oh, go to Bing? Because that's like weird.
What's Bing?
Who? That just made me think.
Yeah.
Who are some of the best people, clients you've worked with, individuals or companies, and do you have any like crazy stories for Bill and I? Maybe like could just be like.
By the way, my phone
Could-
is ringing. Who is it?
could-
No, I'm not going
come on, leave it on high. Leave it on high.
We could do a trick with them if you want. You want to answer it and do a trick on them? Okay. We can.
Yeah, I do, but I already said no.
Okay.
And it could be like a high profile celebrity. Give our audience a fun story.
Well, I have so many stories, to be honest, and I actually have a lot of my current show that I do for corporations, which is now like a lot of times I'll mingle with the audience beforehand, like memorize everyone's. I like to, if it's like under 100, like maybe 50, 60 people. I like to memorize everyone's name before the show. And then since my shows are about connection, before the show starts, I introduce everyone in the audience, and people love that. But if it's like 250 people, like I just did a show for Goldman Sachs 2 weeks ago in Santa Barbara, where the CEO David Solomon was interviewing Barry Diller, and then
you got two pretty successful guys.
And then David Solomon introduced me as the performer for the dinner, and I got up on stage and I said, can we all give a round of applause to my opening act, Barry Diller, which everyone went crazy for, which was kind of true but kind of ridiculous because he's guy's a legend. But anyways,
Did they pay you more than what I paid you in 07?
It was more than $400. That's a great question.
What was the over/under?
But I have a lot of great clients. Now my shows, people love the show. My goal is to entertain. I told you that I show everyone's connected. So a lot of great clients. But I got
Go ahead. What do you do when
I got a story for you.
When like it's not Oceans? Like what do you do when it's like no, it was two pandas humping?
I freak out and run away. No, since I'm a professional, for me as a magician, mentalist, professional, I'm always 2 to 3 steps ahead of the audience. So I'm able to fix the trick and make sure it works. If he was thinking of 2 panda bears making love, I could change the trick somehow and make it work so it's right. But by the way, even if I didn't get, even if say I didn't have Oceans on the back, who cares? It's just a trick. Right. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I want to be able to screw up.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
because I also, but like,
But
I don't. But I want to be able to.
Sometimes I just screw up just because it's fun.
Well, actually,
sometimes in my show I pretend to mess up and then I recall, and then like I did. I said when I did the restaurant trick, I said, "Are you thinking about Mark Forgione?" And you're like, "No, I do that on purpose sometimes." Just because I don't. For me, it's not really about the trick. It should be about more the delivery and the entertainment. My goal is to entertain. I don't care about reading your mind. I mean, I want to blow your mind, but like if I can make you smile and laugh and sometimes cry with joy, then I'm happy. So but I'm always 2 steps ahead of the audience or 3 steps even. So I always get it. But that being said, I've done a lot of shows for a lot of celebrities, a lot of corporations, and I love all of them actually. And my favorite drug is actually not coffee or marijuana, but I do love a little edible and coffee. But it's the entertainer's high. When I can have like 100 or 200 people standing and laughing and I'm just like throwing out jokes that I don't know where they came from. People, that's my favorite. It's like I've had outer body experiences when I'm doing these shows where it's just like everything's hitting, the tricks are hitting, the jokes are hitting, and people are like going nuts. And I'm talking about like CEOs of big companies coming up and like going ballistic. But I did a show in someone's apartment once, and literally it was only like famous actors, and I was like, "Wow, I won't name drop too many of them, but I was like, wow, this is kind of wild." But I was like, "Don't fuck this up." But then I don't think he's gonna be listening. But then someone in the audience was Mike Myers.
Mike Myers loves our podcast.
He does.
Yeah,
one of our biggest listeners.
Yeah,
Austin Powers, right?
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow, cool, his wife. And then after my show, Mike Myers' wife asked me to entertain at her birthday party at her house. So cut to like a month later, I'm literally in Mike Myers' living room doing my magic show for his wife's birthday, and there's other celebrities there. I'm not gonna name drop them, but I'm after the show, I'm thinking, holy shit! Like I grew up watching this guy, Wayne's World, and like this was so I'm like entertaining the entertainer. Like this was like one of my idols, inspirations. So I'm in this guy's living room.
Nuts.
And like
that's when the student becomes the professor. And the professor's in the audience.
I left. Weird. I was like, wow. When I'm doing the show, I'm like doing the show. I'm not like thinking about.
You got to concentrate, but when you have that minute to walk outside, you're like, holy shit, that just happened.
Yeah, I was
that's
like, wow,
gotta feel amazing.
Yeah, and it happens all the time. But now, since I'm at restaurants all day, like I'm with like every top chef. So now all the chefs that like, which is cool.
So all the chefs know you?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah,
because I'm the only magician eating all day. So, and of course I'm doing tricks with them. A lot of times they like come into the kitchen and do magic to my chefs, which I do if they want me to. But I always feel bad because people are trying to get their food out, and I don't want to interrupt like the service.
Do you hang out in the kitchens a lot as well, outside of just sitting in the? Do you kind of like?
Yeah, I get invited. I go back. I say hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I noticed there was like either a tattoo on the inside of your arm or something written.
Something's written. That's for another trick that I have not done yet. I could do it now or I could do it later.
Let's do it now because I just brought it up. Like.
Okay, a lot of pressure.
So I noticed, because
But that's okay. Well, we'll try.
Should we not do it now?
Oh, we could try it, and if it doesn't work, we edit it out.
Yeah, sure.
All right, well, because you actually want another trick. Open up your internet.
Open up my.
This is a special. Actually, it has to do with what we were just talking about. celebrities. And do you know the website Wikipedia?
I've heard of Wikipedia. Yeah.
Take a guess how many English language articles are on Wikipedia. Take a guess.
Take a guess.
Hey, let me see your phone. Give me it.
Here you go. I'm gonna guess 21 million.
That is a great guess. Here, what can you just read? What's the answer?
Wikipedia English article count on my phone is 5,965,000.
Okay, and put the phone down for a second.
I'm putting the
how
phone
many
down.
words? How many words?
How many words?
About what's that number?
With an average, it says an average of approximately 1,148 words per article.
Okay. All right. So let me just do a quick little math here.
Yeah, you got to time.
1148 times 5965. So there's about 6.8, almost 7 billion words. In a moment, Bill, you're going to think of a word. But let's go to Wikipedia. I want you in your mind to think of someone.
Well,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say, think of someone that would have a Wikipedia page. They could be living, they could be dead, they could be random, it could mean something to you. But no one in this office, Mediaocean.
Yep.
Not me or Chris. You can go crazy with this, but someone that, when I say go crazy, it could be like someone famous we all don't know, but it could be anyone. But that would have a page.
Someone that would have a page on Wikipedia. I get to
someone,
pick anybody.
Somewhat famous.
Somewhat famous.
You have someone?
Can't be me.
Let me. I want to be thoughtful to this. Okay.
Yeah.
Not like
take
Oceans.
your time. Don't say it. By the way, don't say it.
Yeah.
Take it. This could be the longest podcast in the history.
All right.
Open up your phone again.
No. What? Okay. By the way, can I search something to get the name?
Hold on. No. Open up the phone.
Open up the phone.
Show you something?
Yep.
Oh, wait. Let me see it.
Yep. Here you go.
Okay. Do you have someone in your mind?
No, I have the person, but I can't like.
So think of someone else.
Okay, I got it.
Search for them. Search for them now. So their article. Search right now. There's the toolbox there.
Yep.
But don't let me or Chris see. And I don't want to watch him type. I won't watch him type. I can't. By the way, I don't watch how people write or. Let me know when the article loads.
Give me a second. I'm searching on my phone, and I now.
Got something?
The
article load?
Hold on. I'm waiting.
He's got food to eat, bro.
I know.
He's got a meal to get to.
All right. I just want to make sure that this is the right person.
But did the article load or no?
The article loaded.
Scroll down the article, pick out a word from the article. A word over 5 letters.
Got it.
Got a word over 5 letters?
Yes.
Random word?
Yes.
Put the phone face down so I can't see. The first letter of the word, is the first letter R?
No.
What's the first letter?
S.
Okay. Now, by the way, where's that pad? Okay, wait, where did I put my pad? Oh, here, it's on here it is. Thank you. Is the word in your mind? I'm just going to write something here. Look at me. Okay. What's the word in your mind? Say it out loud.
Suggested.
What does this say?
Suggested. Oh, my God.
Hold on, look at me. The person that you're thinking about.
Yeah, you're not going to get the person.
Do they mean something to you or random?
It somewhat means something to me.
What does this person do?
He used to work at Apple.
And where does he work now?
I think he started his own creative shop. My son loves this guy.
And what is his first and last name? Say it loud so that everyone can hear.
It's Johnny Ive.
What did I write on my?
Johnny Ive! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me!
Can you guys please welcome Andy Ballard? Anyways.
By the way, so the funny part is,
So good,
I was actually thinking of Steve Jobs, and I was like, I don't want to pick Steve Jobs. I was gonna pick Barry Diller because you just mentioned Barry Diller, and then I was like, my son, is emphatic with my son loves design and everything else, and he always was like, hey, there's Steve Jobs, but there's this guy Johnny Ives, and but I couldn't actually remember his last name.
Yeah,
and
no, I get it.
So that's why I kind of took some time. But I was like, I know the guy I want, and then so I searched for it to get there.
So by the way,
unbelievable.
I'm noticing Bill's kind of nervous reaction.
Yeah,
he plays everything back of what happened.
Yeah,
you've done that twice now. You're okay. You got it. You're okay.
Well, I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
You shouldn't be.
By the way, when you said, does it start with an R? What word were you thinking of? Or was that just to throw me off? Or is that just like a...
I don't know. Did you have another word in your mind? Yes
no,
or
because you told me to pick a word. That
Right.
was more than 5 letters.
Did you have another word in your mind? Yes. or
No.
It's just that. Okay.
No. But
I was trying to throw you off.
Let's kind of so we have
unbelievable.
we have a completely untalented foodie magician on our show today.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Josh, mind blown. It never gets old for me to see you do this.
Thank you.
And watch these talents, and you deserve so many good things to happen in your career, and more people need to know about you.
Thanks.
People need to watch your shit. People need to eat with you and laugh with you and cry with you.
Yes.
Because you're that kind of person. So, Bill, we always have you
Yeah.
kind of
So
kick things off on, and so that's kind of what we do, Josh. We try to summarize someone's superpower. You're kind of a different.
Yeah. I mean, most of the
thing
time
here.
we're interviewing entrepreneurs who have kind of they're either on their path or they've created their path, and they've taken like different routes to get where they are, and we try to uncover exactly what their unique superpower is. Obviously, we know what your superpower is, but I'm not, but we try to peel back the onion a little bit. I'm actually going to say your superpower is the fact that you found your passion at such a young age, right? I mean,
Yes.
like everyone spends years.
But he capitalized on it.
Yeah.
He identified it, but
I tell young people all the time, like if I'm, helping them or advising them, I say the whole goal in life is to find your passion, whether that's work or family. Sometimes you just get a job to pay the bills because your passion is something outside of work, and so many people make decisions based on money. And I always say, if you find your passion and you fully engulf yourself in that passion, wealth will follow. And it may not be monetary wealth. Wealth can come in all different forms. But the goal in life is to find your passion. And your superpower is you found your passion at 5 years old.
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
outside of the obvious, and it's hard to argue with the natural talents of what you do. But I do think the aspect of the people skill that you have, call it social awareness, people smart, street smart, be able to read people, that obviously goes hand in hand with your career. It's a gift. A lot of people actually don't have that, can't read a room, can't feel somebody out, which allows you to probably navigate and pivot situations you're in. I think that's also another large part of your superpower, and something that you identified that you had at an early age. Yeah.
All right. Tell the audience one thing about yourself that Chris doesn't know.
I like to freestyle rap when I'm pretty high.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome.
Can you
Do you have a
check
favorite?
I'm not high now, so I'm not going to try it. For sure.
like Eminem style?
It's my own style.
Yeah, but
freestyle.
do
It's freestyle.
you do it by yourself?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah. That's
But
awesome.
if I'm with the people,
What do you
I'll
mean?
do
Does
it.
he
I'll
do
do
it
it at
by
parties if I'm like with people. I did it, and girls are like, "Wait, you do
Remember,
more
he's
than
not-
magic."
Remember, he's not home by himself very often.
Yeah.
So
Right.
he's always with people.
But when I'm home alone, I do it by myself. But
Yeah.
then I'm like, why am I freestyling to myself? It's not even that good. But I'm trying.
Unbelievable. Have you ever heard him freestyle?
No.
Unbelievable.
No. We
Well,
should get high later.
No. I think I'm free after 4. Damn, man, this is pretty awesome.
This is
yeah.
This has
pretty
been
awesome.
mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Have we been recording? I thought, are we ready to start yet? Oh, shit. We recorded this? Oh my God, no. Oh, didn't know we started recording.
Mind blown.
You
Welcome Andy Ballard to the show.
Andy, bring on in.
By the way, you know what I'm doing tonight?
You're
I'm going to
you're
reach
call-
out to Andy Ballard on LinkedIn because I actually don't have his contact
Yep.
info, and I'm going to reach out to find
By
out
the
what
way,
the hell he's
Josh,
doing.
LinkedIn is a kind of a social, professional social networking platform.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like another startup.
That's another thing. Yeah.
This is, listen, if your goal in life is to find your passion, we just interviewed someone who found his passion at such a young age. He is mind-blowing. If you run a company and you need somebody, you can find him. He's unavailable because I'm going to get him a TV show.
Oh, yes, baby. Love
Boom.
it. Thank you.
Boom.
Yeah. Josh, awesome, man.
Thank you guys for having me. It was a true honor. It was a dream come true. Believe it, love it, dream it. And there's my phone ringing.
By the way, it's almost like that's it. Phone rang.
That's it.
Done.
Oh, Andy Ballard's calling.
Superpowers, we're out. Thanks for coming,
All right,
Josh.
thank you.
Cheers. Superpowers.